What is going on, Pokemon fans? Welcome back to Pokemon's Wrath. My name is JD, and today's another rendition of What If Wednesday, where we take a Pokemon, modify it somehow, and play through a Pokemon game and see if it makes it better, worse, a little bit better, way better, whatever the case may be. Today we're going to be playing through with Electabuzz, the electric Pokemon. In our last playthrough we did on Friday, we beat the game in 53 minutes, 52 seconds. We had 0 resets, you can't see it because his tail is in the way, at level 65. We're going to beat that pretty bad today by doing a what if scenario of taking its Generation 2 moveset, moving into Generation 1. In Gen 1, we only started with Quick Attack and Leer. Today, we're going to start with some more extra moves. We're actually going to get Quick Attack, Leer, and we're going to get Thunder Punch as well. We're also going to get one more move. This is the What If, and I can do what I want with it. So in Generation 2, you have a thing called Egg Moves. Egg Moves make it so that Pokemon do breeding. Now, I don't want to get into the intricacies of Pokemon breeding on this channel. However, the Pokemon breed, and depending on what Pokemon breed with each other, you can get an extra move whenever you start out the game. And it's really specific on like the type of Pokemon it is. So we get 5 moves we can actually take advantage of if we were to do this. Barrier, Cross Chop, Karate Chop, Meditate, and Rolling Kick. Now, Cross Chop can be eliminated because we don't have access to that in Generation 1. That one will not be used at all. We won't consider it. So that leaves us with Barrier, Karate Chop, Meditate, and Rolling Kick. Barrier and Rolling Kick wouldn't have been horrible. They would have definitely helped in some way or capacity, but we're not going to use those. And I thought about what can help us get through the first gym a lot better, because that's really where the problem was with this Pokemon. We're taking what happened in the original playthrough, and we're doing a what if. What if we can do whatever and fix a lot of the problems this Pokemon had? And the first problem it had was getting through Brock. So that leaves us with 2 moves left over, Karate Chop and Meditate. In hindsight, Meditate probably would have been the better pick, because it's actually a move you can take throughout the game. But this Pokemon didn't need a badge modifying move very much. There's like 1 or 2 battles where it was necessary. I think Meditate would have been better, honestly, but I didn't do Meditate. We're going to add Karate Chops. Think of the scenario. We breeded this Pokemon. We start out with Electabuzz, and we have a level 5 Electabuzz that has its starting moveset, which was Leer, Quick Attack, Thunder Punch, and now we have an egg move of Karate Chop, and we're trading that back to Generation 1, and we're going to start the game like that. It's a scenario we're playing through. Let's go and dive into this. As per tradition, our first battle is against our rival. Our rival's name is Like and Sub, so make sure you like and sub and comment down below. His Pokemon is a Bulbasaur because it is resisted to us early. Even though we get a great move against Bulbasaur later in the game, it is still the best option to choose early in the game. So we're going to switch around our moveset a little bit. Thunder Punch will not do a lot of damage because, again, it's resisted, even though it's a very powerful move. Karate Chop is the better option. It crits a lot of the time, and it does a decent amount of damage. So with that win, we're going to move on. We're going to go right into our second rival battle. We couldn't do this in the first playthrough because we just had Quick Attack. But in this playthrough with Thunder Punch, we potentially could get a 1-shot on the Pidgey, or at least a very powerful 2-shot. We do get Sand Attack, so it makes this battle way more interesting than it has to be. Karate Chop looks like it's going to be about a 4 or 5 shot. Now he's healing, and if we start missing, this could go south really quickly. But we don't. We outpace the Bulbasaur, even though we're lower level. We leveled level 7. That leads us right into the Bug Forest, where we're just getting some extra HP right now. Now, the Brock battle isn't like a given, because he can still mess us up. Karate Chop is still considered a normal move in this game. If it was fighting move, it'd be a completely different discussion. But it's still a normal move in this game. So we obliterate these 2 bugs and move on to this next trainer who has 3 bugs. We are poisoned right now. I can just tell by the way the screen's blinking. And we are in the medium fast growth rate, so we're going to grow pretty well with this game. Now, in the last playthrough, we didn't get any resets at all. So I don't anticipate us getting any resets in this one as well. We're probably going to pace about the same level-wise. We're going to make up for it. But we had to get to a high level to get by Brock because we only had Quick Attack and Leer. So in this playthrough, we don't have to be as quite a high level. We're just got to be around level 10 or 11, maybe even 12, to make sure we're over a damage rounding threshold. But that brings us into the Million Light Years trainer. And the Million Light Years trainer go for Karate Chop. It's going to be a 2-shot. He's pretty frail. The Diglett at least is. Now, Sandshrew is not going to be a 2-shot. It's probably going to be about a 3-shot. We get Sand Attack, so this makes this battle, like I said, a lot more interesting than it has to be. Sand Attack is very broken in Generation 1. That leads us right into our next battle against Brock. Brock can come out, Wakanda Forever, and Geodude comes out. We're not going to go for Leer. Leer would be a great idea, but we're using a move that critical hits, so it's going to skip over all that stat modification and critical hit every time, so there's no point in it. And he's going to go for Defense Curl. Let him waste his time. Go for Defense Curl. The least amount of damage we can take, the better. And we're going to go ahead and knock him out. Very good. And then Onyx is going to come out. Now, Onyx, we're going to go for Karate Chop, but when he goes for Bide, we're going to switch to Leer. And eventually, we're going to make it so Quick Attack is probably a little bit better than Karate Chop. So we're going for Leer, lowering his defense. Go for Bide again. Leer 1, Leer 2, Leer 3. And he goes and unleashes the energy. Go for Karate Chop again. It's not doing a lot of damage, but as long as he does Bide, we're not taking damage unless we do something stupid and attack into it. But quick attack, see how much more quick attack's doing now because he's had his defense lowered a lot. We have our defense lowered too, but he's just not going for if we went for tackle, see how much tackle just did right there? Did a lot of damage. But we outpaced, we beat Brock, we beat the Onix, and move right on to the next part of the game, which is Mountain Moon. Now, Mountain Moon, we added Mega Punch as per tradition. We added it if it's available. We don't get access to Water Guns, so we can add that. We got Mega Punch, a Rare Candy, and an Ether. So now we're going to knock out the Super Duper Nerve. We got one Pokemon left, Thunder Punch, knocks out the Coughing, very good. And that leads us right into Misty. Now, before we didn't take on Misty because we wanted to get Seismic Toss to make sure that we could 2-shot her first Pokemon, 3-shot her Starmie. Staryu comes out, and this is going to be a 1-shot, very good. Starmie has high special, do we 1-shot? We do not, but X-Defend does nothing when it comes to using special moves. So we get the very easy win over Misty, and this is very much fast-paced. We are under 10 minutes right now. I didn't take any damage, so I was going to go heal, but I'm like, I don't need to heal right now. Let's go grab this, let's just snatch up this Rare Candy. There we go. Got a Rare Candy. And now we're going to go right into this next battle. We're going to save real quick. We probably didn't need to save. Thunderbolt's going to obliterate his first Pokemon, which is the most troublesome Pokemon that we have to deal with. Thunder Punch, 1-shot, very good. Aber comes out, Thunder Punch, it's not a 1-shot. We can't set anything up. So this is where Meditate would have been great. Is Meditate, we could have set up a couple Meditate. There we go. I keep wanting to say Meditate. Meditate. If we set up a Meditate there, we could have increased our damage with Quick Attack or something, but not necessary. And that leads us right into the SS and. Now we did add Seismic Toss to on the way to Bill's house, and I'll explain why here in a little bit. You can probably guess why, but I'll explain why here in a little bit. And now we're going to grab Mega Punch. Mega Punch will be an override of. I'm sorry, we're going to grab Body Slam, not Mega Punch. I am tripping over my words right now. So we're going to move around our moves. Actually, we're not. We're going to go Thunder Punch on the Pidgeotto. We're going to go Thunder Punch on the Eradicate. We're going to switch to Body Slam. Body Slam is a little bit more reliable, and actually, if we get any stat modifications, Body Slam will work better than Karate Chop. But we get a pretty easy win over our fourth rival battle on the SSN. Move right into Lieutenant Surge, where we're going to get a massive upgrade over our moveset. Even though Thunder Punch has been great, we're about to get a more powerful move. 75 base power is what Thunder Punch is. Thunderbolt is 95 base power, so we're going to knock out the Pikachu, and Body Slam's going to 2-shot the Raichu. Very good. We get an upgrade over our moves, and that leads us right into the Rock Tunnel, and this is why we got Seismic Toss, mainly for this and Giovanni. And Seismic Toss will 2-shot the first Geodude, 1, and Self-Destruct is not what we want right now. We are not a very well-defensed Pokemon, so we get a 2-shot, and we don't want anyone to go Boom. So Boomer, the hiker, we defeat him, move right on to Celadon City. After running some errands in Celadon City, we go ahead and take on Giovanni. Giovanni's going to come out with an Onix. We have added Psychic, so our moveset now is Thunderbolt, Body Slam, Psychic, and Karate Chop. This is pretty much the same exact moveset. Actually, it's not the same moveset because I didn't have Karate Chop before, but it's very similar to the moveset I had in my first playthrough, but we are just significantly faster right now. We are at 21 minutes, 52 seconds. I think it took us over 10 minutes easily to get by Brock in the first playthrough, so we are pacing to do a very good time right now. And we're facing our fifth rival in Pokemon Tower. 1-shot on the Pidgeotto, 1-shot on the Gyarados. Is Growlithe a 1-shot? It should be. It is a 1-shot. Kadabra, we should go for a physical move with Kadabra, very good. And Ivysaur should go down to 1 Psychic, very good. We obliterate our rival in Pokemon Tower. And Pokemon Tower is very easy as well with the move Psychic. And that leads us right into Silphkill, where we're going to face our 6th rival battle. And this battle is tricky. We are lower level than him for the most part. Thunderbolt on the Pidgeot, very good. Gyarados comes out, Thunderbolt on the Gyarados, very good. Is Growlithe a 1-shot? It is not, because we went for Karate Chop rather than Thunderbolt, but we'll take a 2-shot, no big deal. And then we're going to go for Body Slam on the Alakazam. It gets paralyzed. It does a little bit of confusion damage to us, but not a big deal. Actually, it hits us with confusion. Let me rephrase that. We will not learn Screech. We don't need it. And Karate Chop looks like it's going to be about a 3-shot, regardless of whatever moves we use. We get poisoned, but it's not a big deal. We beat our rival and head to the next part of the game, which is Giovanni number 2, Giovanni, where we're going to go ahead and obliterate him. Now, again, this would be a very difficult battle for most electric types because he has some real rock-type Pokemon. However, Electabuzz has Psychic, so anyone who is rock type is going to get dealt with Psychic. And so that's a 2-shot on the Rhyhorn. Whereas any other move, like for example, Seismic Toss, would have been about 3 or 4 shots. And we get a 2-shot on the Nidoqueen, get a pretty easy win over Giovanni number 2. And that's going to lead us into the next battle, which is going to be against Sabrina and her whip. We're going to save right here. Sabrina can also be a risk because we have pretty good special. So we're not going to deal too much with the special problem, but she can confuse us. There's a lot of things she can do. The Venomoth, for example, can paralyze us. It can also, no, it just paralyzes us. It can also It could also do some decent damage to us as well. But Alakazam comes out, and it's the final Pokemon. And it's not a one-shot because we get a critical hit. Probably would have been a one-shot. I don't know. It would have gone either way, but I think it still would have been a two-shot. So we beat Sabrina and move right into Erica's gym. Now, Erica is the grass gym leader. We have avoided this just because Psychic's not stab. We're not going to get extra boost out of it, and I don't want to run the risk of being poisoned or paralyzed by the Victory Bell, which we don't even one-shot the Victory Bell. But we don't want to get poisoned or paralyzed by the Victory Bell or the Vileplume and potentially take a reset. So it's just better to wait. We don't need to use strength until we get down to where Koga's gym is anyway, so we don't get any real benefit from hitting this battle early other than just getting it out of the way. But it makes the battle less of a foregone conclusion. Moving on to Koga. Koga is a poison gym leader, which his gym's loaded with non-poison Pokemon. It's really weird. He's got like a bunch of psychic Pokemon. It's ridiculous. But we one-shot across the board. Do we one-shot the Weezing? We don't. The only thing we were fearing there was the Weezing self-destructing and maybe getting a crit or something. But we get a pretty easy win over Koga. Koga is kind of a garbage gym leader. Actually, he's a pretty decent gym leader. And I watched a recent video with JR's11 where he went through with all the gym leaders to see who could actually beat the game. And Koga, I believe, was the only one that could do it. So now we're moving on to Blaine. Blaine is the fire gym leader. No disadvantage here, but we're going to go ahead and use Mimic, and we're going to Mimic Agility on the Growlithe. And this isn't going to help with our special at all because we have to beat his gym to get our special boost. But Body Slam will be definitely affected and improved by doing this. So we get 2 critical hits, so that didn't even consider our adjustment to our physical stats. But now we just got growled, so our attack stat is lowered. So we just switch back to a special move and Thunderbolt and beat Blaine and move right into Giovanni. Giovanni number 3. 3 Giovanni is going to lead out with a Rhyhorn. Rhyhorn's going to go down to 1 Psychic with a crit. Crit definitely mattered there. I don't care what anyone says, that crit definitely mattered. We're going to Mimic Dig off of Dugtrio. We're not going to get a one-shot, and this is going to dig anyway, and this is a way to help us avoid getting hit by Dig. It would have been super effective, possibly even one-shot us. I think it probably would have. Psychic on the Nidoqueen, Psychic on the Nidoking, and Rhydon goes down to 2 Psychics. Very good. Get a pretty easy win over Giovanni number 2, and that leads us right into our final rival battle before the Elite Four. He's going to lead out with a Pidgeot. Pidgeot no longer has Sand Attack, so that risk is gone, and he now has Agility. So we're going to Mimic Agility. We have all the gym badges, so we're going to Mimic Agility, and we're going to go ahead and try to sweep his team. And it's going to give us a boost to our physical stats, our special stats, and Pidgeot goes down, Rhyhorn goes down. Gyarados is going to go down to 1 Thunderbolt, very good. Growlithe goes down to 1 Thunderbolt, very good. Body Slam on the Alakazam. We do get the 2-hit knockout. Don't know why it wasn't a one-shot, but we level up and we get a reset on our stats. But we 2-shot the Venusaur, get a pretty easy win over Rival, and move on to the Elite Four. No messing around here. We're going to go right into our battle against Lorelei. Lorelei is the Ice Specialist with a bunch of water Pokemon. She leads out with a Dugong Gong Gong, and we're going to go ahead and Thunderbolt the Dugong. It's a one-shot. Cloyster comes out, and it's going to get one-shot as well. Slowbro comes out. We have 2 ways we can handle this. We can just knock it out, continue to go for the one-shot. Nope, we're not going to get a one-shot on the Jinx, but we're going to get a 2-shot. And we're going to go ahead and just ride off our high special with electric move, that's Stab. And we do not get the one-shot on Lapras. That could have been bad. He could have froze us, could have paralyzed us, but we get the pretty easy win and move right into our battle against Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno very much. As Onix leads out, we're not even going to mimic anything. We're just going to go for Psychic across the board and see if we can one-shot his entire team. One-shot in the Onix, one-shot in Hitmonchan, one-shot in Hitmonlee. Onix, did we get a one-shot here? Very good. Machamp is the one I don't think we're going to hit one shot on. Oh, we do. We get a critical hit. So we have swept 2 members of the Elite Four so far. We've only had 2 shots twice, and the rest have been Okos. So now we're going to go ahead and face Agatha. Agatha has the Agatha Ladder. She can poise you, put you to sleep, paralyze you, or confuse you. But we get a one-shot, critical hit one-shot on the Gengar. That was big. One shot on the Haunter, critical hit again. Our speed is really coming and helping us here. I didn't mention this. We do have a 20% chance to crit every time we attack. So that's very good. We get poisoned by the last Gengar. Not a big deal. We are at full health right now. And the only reason we're going to lose any health and need a Fulsaur is because we had a couple poison damage. That leads us right into our battle against Lance, the Dragon Master. Lance is going to come out with Gyarados. Gyarados go down to 1 Thunderbolt. With a critical hit, didn't matter there. We would have one-shot without a critical hit. But now we're going to mimic Agility. Agility is going to give us the ability to badge boost. 2, and 1 more. 3, very good. Fully set up. So now we're going to use Hyper Beam on the Dragonair. Very good. Probably could use Psychic as well, but either one of those will work. Hyper Beam on the second Dragonair. Thunderbolt on the Aerodactyl. And so now we have Dragonite come out. And it looks like we're going to miss. Yep. And we're not going to do a lot of damage here. So this could go bad. Because if he hits us one more time, it could knock us out. But what we also could do as well as we can go for Psychic. Psychic ended up being a 2-shot rather than a multi-hit because he had Barrier up. We also have to take a turn and recharge. So Psychic was the better option there. Now we're in our final battle against the Champ. Pidgeot goes down to 1 Thunderbolt, and we're going to Mimic Recover, and we're going to Hyper Beam on the Alakazam. It's a frail Pokemon with physical attacks. We're going to go for Recover until we get a couple of those bad boosts. See those Leers? They're boosting our attack stat and our special because they're lowering our defense, but in the same breath, it's also boosting the stats around it. We get 12.5% boost every time. That is the badge boost glitch at work right there, ladies and gentlemen. So we 2-shot the Rhydon. We 1-shot the Gyarados. I don't think that mattered at all. We would have had that regardless of the badge boost. Arcanine's a 1-shot with a critical. Don't know if that mattered or not. And that puts us in a position where we can go for Psychic. And we're going to knock out the Venusaur. He goes for Growth, so we got a little bit of special defense on that last one there. But we get the knockout, we get the win. And as we look at our time in the Elite Four, we're put up there with 41 minutes and 38 seconds. Do you realize how much of a jump this was from the original time? The original time for this playthrough was 53 minutes and 52 seconds. So when you look at our tier list, here. Look where Electabuzz is right now. He's in the B tier. It would have put him right behind Poliwrath and right in between Poliwrath and Charizard if this Pokemon had its Generation 2 moveset in Generation 1. And it, honestly, probably could have been a little bit better. Because if I'd added Meditate, I think Meditate would have made the Brock battle a little bit longer, but it would have made some other things a lot faster. Because then we wouldn't have to use Agility and take take extra turns to copy the move. We could just use Meditate and swept. This Pokemon could have been a lot better. It could have been a lot better. And you can always, something I always say, like if you look at a Pokemon in Gen 1 and look at Gen 2 and there's drastic changes to the Pokemon, that means they knew they screwed up. That means Game Freak knew they messed up. And they look at Pokemon like Electabuzz and they see like he doesn't get an electric move to level 34 in Generation 1. And to be fair, they didn't create the game with knowing that 20 years later, 30 years later, whatever it is, I think it's almost 30 years, that there was a culture of people playing Pokemon online that were going to play through with these Pokemon. So they didn't anticipate that. Not what their intent was. Their intent was to make a game, and then they skewed the moves to where you get it in the game because that was their intention. They didn't make the game with the intent that this is going to be the culture around Pokemon. But I mean, if they would have done that, it would have been nice to have some hindsight like that or some progressive thinking. But with that being said, Electabuzz, and it's a B tier Pokemon right now. I'm probably going to have another playthrough where I try to optimize the original playthrough. But if it had this moveset, it would have been a top 5 Pokemon. That would have been faster than Charizard. We did Charizard's replay last week, and it was very effective. And I think I can get this Pokemon under 40 minutes. I do think I could get Electabuzz under 40 minutes as well if I had Meditate. I think Meditate really does change the complexion of this Pokemon in a lot of ways. Maybe I'll do that in the future. Maybe I'll do, like, instead of having Karate Chop, we do Meditate. Generation 2 moveset with Meditate, not Karate Chop, whatever. Might be a future video. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you want to see that? Is that something you want prioritized on this channel? Maybe I'll put a poll and you guys can vote there. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. This Friday, we have another Pokemon we're doing, and that is the 5th electric Pokemon in our series, which is Electrode. Now, I've already played through Electrode. I want to tell you this right now. I think I might have the ranking wrong between him and Raichu. I haven't done Raichu yet. That's going to be something I do actually this Friday. Start filming that. But I don't think Electrode. I think Raichu, even though it's going to have some disadvantages early, I think it's going to be able to outpace Electrode for a lot of reasons. And I'll go over that on Friday. But without further ado, this is JD. This is Poliwrath's Wrath. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment down below. It really helps out the channel. And I know it's just a couple seconds for you, but it means the world to me. So let me know what you think. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys next time.